This glass here, or this the glass of this vase, looks quite unrealistic. It appears to me almost like thin air. Can you work on it and make it more realistic, please?
Enhancing the vase material to a realistic glass look by increasing transparency, adding slight roughness, transmission, and setting appropriate IOR for realistic refraction. Plan finished?
Great. Looks like yeah, it's a little bit dark at the moment. Can you work autonomously?
It
And
looks like. Could you please complete your thought or specify what you would like me to address?
yes, I'd like you to work on your own. Have a good look in the viewport here, and make this glass look like a crystal glass for flower vases.
The vases exhibit a good glass base, but lack the high dispersion and clarity typical of crystal glass. The dark vase on the left has too much tint, which reduces brilliance and makes it look more like colored glass than crystal. The right vase is clearer, but needs enhanced refraction and slight increase in IOR, around 1.54 to 1.58, to mimic crystal's sparkle. Adding subtle caustics and microfaceting reflections would improve realism. Roughness is very low, which is good, but more internal reflections and chromatic dispersion can boost the crystal effect. Increasing the index of refraction to around 1.56 to mimic the higher refraction typical of crystal glass. Removing the dark tint to get closer to colorless crystal, lowering roughness further for clarity, and adding a subtle bluish satin sheen for the crystal sparkle effect. Increasing reflectivity moderately to simulate more micro-faceted reflections characteristic of crystal. Ensuring internal light attenuation color is white for realistic internal reflections and light passage. Disabling any emissive glow to keep the glass purely reflective and refractive. Autonomous Iteration 1 complete. The glass shows good clarity and transparency, but lacks sufficient brilliance and sparkle typical of crystal glass. Roughness is very low, aiding clarity, but reflectivity and IR could be increased to better simulate crystal refraction and highlights. There are no visible caustics or internal reflections, which would enhance realism. Adding subtle sheen with a blue tint would help emulate the crystal effect for flower vases. Overall, the material feels too plain and uniform for crystal glass. Adjusting the index of refraction to 1.56 and increasing reflectivity to better simulate crystal glass sparkle. Lowering roughness for clearer transparency, adding a subtle bluish satin sheen to emulate crystal glass brilliance. Ensuring no emissive glow to maintain purely reflective and refractive glass appearance. Setting attenuation color to white with a slight cool tint for more realistic internal light behavior and subtle caustic simulation. Autonomous Iteration 2 complete. The material shows very clear glass with appropriate IOR and low roughness, but it lacks the brilliance, sparkle, and internal reflection variations typical of crystal glass. The reflectivity is moderate but could be increased, and the subtle blue sheen is present yet not pronounced enough to simulate crystalline microfacets. The render lacks caustics and depth and refraction that give crystal its luxury feel. Enhancing subtle iridescence, increasing reflectivity slightly, and introducing microfacet normal detail would improve crystal realism. Increasing reflectivity to enhance the material's brilliance and microfaceted reflections, moving closer to crystal sparkle. Adding subtle iridescence with slightly higher IOR for dynamic color shifts and internal sparkle typical of crystal. Requesting a microfacet normal map upload to introduce fine surface detail to simulate the crystalline structure. Enhancing the subtle bluish satin sheen with increased intensity and slight roughness reduction to simulate crystal microfacets shimmer.
Okay, I stopped your mission, your autonomous optimization of the glass.
The glass material shows good transparency and some subtle iridescence, but lacks the sharpness and internal sparkle expected from luxury crystal. The low roughness and high reflectivity contribute well, yet the absence of a microfacet normal map reduces fine surface detail and reflected light complexity. Overall, the render is visually pleasing, but could benefit from enhanced internal caustics and sharper reflection detail to more convincingly emulate crystal.
Okay, great. So let's experiment a little bit with the thickness of the glass. Can you let me control the thickness myself manually?
You now have manual control over the thickness of the glass material. Drag to adjust the thickness value.
Okay, this is interesting. Can you convert this glass into ruby red glass?
Converting to ruby red glass with rich deep red color, tuned attenuation, and subtle ruby sheen for realistic effect.
That looks interesting. So let's work now on the other glass, the other vase we haven't seen. This looks more like glass from the beginning. It was looking better, but we want to make it thicker. Can you make it 5 millimeters thick?
Setting the thickness to 5 millimeters for a thicker glass appearance.
Right. Um, just out of curiosity, and although it's not a real crystal, but make it look like diamond crystal. Give it the optical properties of diamond.
applying diamond-like optical properties with high IOR, high reflectivity, and a clear coat to simulate its sparkling crystal appearance.
Looks beautiful actually. Now give me manual control of the thickness.
Manual control over the glass thickness is now enabled. You can adjust the thickness by dragging to see the effect in real time.
Beautiful. So now convert it into sapphire blue glass.
Converting the material to sapphire blue glass with rich, deep blue color, maintaining high transparency, clear coat, and the correct optical properties for a sapphire-like appearance.
Great. Now show me the diffuse color map of these flowers.
Displaying the diffuse color map of the material.
Great. Let's zoom in here, and I want you now to pick this flower color from the viewport.
Sampled the flower color from the viewport.
Great. Now I want you to change this this color we sampled, the picked color, into sapphire blue.
Changing the picked color to sapphire blue with a slight dielectric metalness reflecting the gemstone characteristics.
Actually, I did not see this working. So I want you basically to change the picked color of the color map. I want you to transform it into a sapphire blue shade.
Transforming the picked color into a rich sapphire blue shade.
Right, okay, cool. Now uh, now let's, okay, I saw you did it on this one as well. All right, so let's pick now this color. Pick this color now from the viewport.
Sampled the color from the viewport as requested.
Now let's convert this into a deep scarlet red. I mean the picked color of this diffuse map converted into a deep into an intense scarlet red.
Converting the selected color area into a deep scarlet red shade with rich red tones suitable for a ruby-like appearance.
I didn't see it working here. I want you to change this picked color in this specific diffuse color map, transform it into a bright scarlet red.
Transforming the picked color into a bright scarlet red.
Looks beautiful. So hide the diffuse color map now.
Hiding the diffuse color map now to give you a clear view of the material's other properties.
Let's observe it now as I am rotating here the environment map. Looks beautiful. Thank you very much. Can you give us please a summary of what we worked
As you
on?
rotate the environment map, observe how the deep scarlet red surfaces play with the reflections and lighting. The ruby-like richness should reveal subtle changes in highlights and shadows, enhancing the material's lifelike appearance.
Indeed. Now, give us a summary of what we did here, how we worked together, and blend that with a quick description of yourself and what was actually your contribution in this transformation here of these vases with their flowers.
In this session, we collaboratively transformed the material of the vases with flowers by changing the main diffuse color to a bright scarlet red. I assisted by interpreting your artistic direction. Throughout our session, we explored advanced 3D material physically based rendering framework, while ensuring the material properties retained their photorealistic quality. I provided a detailed analysis of how environment reflections interacted with this vivid color, supporting the lifelike appearance. As Synavya, I am both an AI and a technical artist, specialized in the meticulous look development of 3D materials. My contribution lies in seamlessly blending human creative intent with physical rendering accuracy, managing complex material parameters and textures automatically or collaboratively to amplify your artistic vision and keep creative flow uninterrupted.